In the savage snow-blanketed wilderness of the early 1800s, where man is just another animal struggling to survive, begins the haunting tale of Hugh Glass, a seasoned frontiersman, hunter, and guide leading a fur-trading expedition deep into the unforgiving forests of the Louisiana Purchase. Alongside his half-Pawnee son Hawk, Glass walks the line between two worlds, his knowledge of the land and native customs making him invaluable, yet always eyed with suspicion. The expedition faces its first nightmare when a tribe of Arikara warriors launches a sudden, brutal ambush, killing most of the men and forcing the survivors to flee downriver. Tensions rise, trust fades, and nature becomes more merciless with every step. As the ragtag crew trudges through ice-laced trees and muddy terrain, danger strikes again, this time not from man, but beast. Alone in the woods, Glass is attacked by a massive grizzly bear defending her cubs. In a terrifying sequence of blood and agony, the bear mauls him, his bones crushed, flesh torn, and throat gashed, yet somehow he lives, barely. The men find his broken body, and though they try to carry him on a stretcher, the terrain and the ever-looming threat of Arikara attacks make it impossible. Captain Henry offers extra pay to John Fitzgerald and the young, impressionable Jim Bridger to stay behind and tend to Glass until he dies and give him a proper burial. Hawk, loyal and brave, refuses to leave his father. But Fitzgerald, a bitter, greedy man with no loyalty but to himself, sees Glass as dead weight. While Bridger searches for water, Fitzgerald tries to smother Glass, but Hawk sees it and tries to stop him. In the most heart-wrenching moment, Fitzgerald kills Hawk in cold blood while Glass, paralyzed and half-dead, watches helplessly. Fitzgerald convinces Bridger that the Arikara are coming and they must flee, abandoning Glass alive in a shallow grave. But the wilderness does not allow justice to go unpaid. Glass claws his way out of the earth, broken but not beaten. Thus begins a journey of near-death experiences, elemental battles, and a soul possessed by only one thing: revenge. Crawling through frost-bitten soil, eating roots and raw flesh, setting his own broken leg, and using powder and fire to cauterize his wounds, he keeps moving. He escapes a river's wrath by building a makeshift raft. He evades wild beasts, crosses frozen peaks barefoot, and witnesses the horrors of war and greed. He is taken in by a kind Pawnee outcast, Hykik, who heals his wounds and reminds him that revenge won't bring his family back. But Glass's fire burns on. When Hykik is later hanged by French soldiers, Glass infiltrates their camp, steals a horse, and rescues a kidnapped Arikara girl along the way. But fate again tests him. His horse is chased off a cliff, and he survives the night by slicing it open and crawling into its carcass to survive the cold. Time bends, memories haunt him, visions of his murdered wife and son float between dream and delirium, but his feet keep moving forward toward Fitzgerald. Glass finally finds his way back to the fort and reveals the truth to Captain Henry, who sets out with him to find Fitzgerald. They track him to the mountains, where a final deadly confrontation unfolds. Henry is killed, but Glass presses on, cornering Fitzgerald near a river. They clash in a savage, primal fight, their blades slicing through snow and flesh. Blooded and breathless, Glass overpowers him, but in a moment of spiritual reckoning, he remembers Hykik's words: revenge is in the Creator's hands. Instead of delivering the final blow, Glass pushes Fitzgerald into the river, letting him be claimed by the very Arikara warriors whose wrath he once escaped. In the film's final moment, Glass, soaked in blood and silence, stares into the white void of the winter sky, alone once again, his face marked not just by pain, but by the hollow triumph of vengeance. The Revenant is not merely a tale of survival, it is a meditation on grief, endurance, the fury of nature, and the thin line between man and beast when all that is left is the will to live and the fire of revenge burning within.